Hello everyone and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we're going to try and see if we have other stuff. Which we do! Look at that. We got a decoupler. We got all sorts of stuff here. Let's see. Now, I guess we got to start with a command pod again. I think we're going to try and go in orbit this time. So we have these advanced ones here. Now I wonder if we just put this here and that there. Okay, that gives you different phases. See over here, that means 0 is your first one, 1 is your second one. So say we want this little fuel tank and a big fuel tank here. And then we put a see, where are engines again? Oh, right there. Duh. So you put your engine there. So this will go, launch, and then when this fuel runs out, all this fuel runs out, that will let go. So we're going to build a 2-stage rocket here. And we're going to see if we can get into a nice low orbit. So we'll put 2 of these on, along with one of these. Okay, this might be a little overkill actually. So we'll put center of lift. That's too many. Can we put these? Or wait, no, we want center of thrust. So right about here is our center. Don't know how off balance this is going to be, but we're going to name this first orbital flight deck plane ship. Beautiful. Save that up. And so you can see here, all 4 of these launch together. That goes. Then this engine fires. And then that goes. In case we don't make it back, we have a parachute. Alright, let's save that. Launch her up. Alright, I did try and fix the volume settings, so hopefully it won't be too loud here. Loading takes a little bit, I guess. Time warp, that's good. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we're still stable here. Jebediah is over here hanging out. Turn our thrust up and let's launch. Oh god. Okay, so we're already off to a little rough start. Okay, hopefully we can balance this sucker out a little bit. Nope. Stop rolling. Stop rolling. Okay, this is a little difficult because we don't have any actual ways to control it. Okay, now we got a little more control. Okay. So this ship is actually a lot heavier than our last one, which is why we're having some difficulties actually getting it somewhere. So as you can see here, we're heading away from the surface at about 300 meters per second. Not going perfectly straight. So this is about to run out of fuel. You can see our stages getting ready to go next. And we're out of fuel. Launch the next stage. So this one we're going to speed up a lot more here. Alrighty. And if you zoom in here, you can see our epiphysis. That's how far away. That's your furthest point away from your current orbit. Alright, so I think the magic number is like probably around now. And you're going to want to go at about a 45-degree angle away from north, depending on what type of orbit you want. Because I want an orbit that goes from the top. This is the North Pole. I want one that goes this way. I don't want any, level with this. So We are 60,000 in the air. Furthest point away is very high up. So at this point, you take this, try and lengthen it out a little bit. About an even 359, 245. That's okay for now. So we have to increase our speed by 11,000, which is quite a lot. But the estimated burn is only 22,000 because this is a very light ship. So I'm going to lock onto that. Our node's in a couple minutes. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that was a little premature. And then we burn. So we're increasing our speed. Our orbit is lengthening. Okay, we are actually running out of fuel very quickly. Did not realize how out of fuel we were running. Come on, let me get an orbit before we run out. Alright, excellent. And we have very little fuel left. Very little fuel left. But, look at that. We're in orbit. That was actually extremely simple. It's a very small ship, so it makes sense. So actually, let's just lose that. And now we have a capsule all by itself, never to return again. And Jebediah is gonna have to be up here forever. So hopefully we get some space points for that. So let's find out here. Let's see here. Let's go into here. And what do we do here? What does this button do? First orbital flight. Ship. Part count 2. Total mass. Almost nothing. Okay. And it's Jebediah. Okay. So, I don't really know what we do here. So do we get space points? Or do you only get space points when you recover a flight? So what does an orbit mean? Requires... So maybe we have to get one up in, all the way up in space and bring it back down. Let's try that. Okay, so I just changed the design a little bit. Put a couple more boosters down here, and we just have to add one of these. Okay, so hopefully we'll be able to get this one back to Earth, unlike the other one, because we made that orbit a little too high. So, oh, excuse me, this is our first orbital flight deck plane ship Mark II. And let's see if we can get this guy out here. Alright. Time warp, boop boop boop, time warp. Alright. Launching in 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. Okay. We are flying here now. Let's actually deactivate this. Just let these engines, you know, run their course. Alright. Try and save some. Maybe you can just get space points for landing a certain amount of orbit time. Actually, hold on. We actually have an orbit. Holy cow, guys. Look at how much fuel we have left. Barely enough for anything. Let's speed forward time a little bit. Look at us. We are rotating Earth. Oh, that is beautiful, guys. Alright. Let's get our loading screen here. And, yeah, we got Mark II in a shallow orbit, and Mark I out in that deep orbit. We're going to have to definitely go out there and save, who's that, Bill? Yeah, we're going to have to, no, that's Jebediah. This is Bill. We're going to have to get back out there and save Bill one of these days. But I think that's enough for this episode. We'll find out how much we have. Actually, no, let's do that right now. I don't want to end the episode yet. You know? Okay. Let's see here. So, if we go to our space center, let's go fly this plane real quick. Okay. And let's see, here's how you end it. You know, we're going to terminate the flight by putting all of our juices. See, here's the problem. We have no electrical charge. And we shouldn't be in orbit until we have some electrical charge. So let's just kill as much as we can. Shrink that orbit down. And we're going to land this ship. Alright. Let's just fast forward to a point where we can. Alright. Getting back in the atmosphere. Guess she's back in the atmosphere with clouds of Jupiter in her hair. Oh, goodness gracious, I'm good at music. You know? Alright. We're doing this at night, so it's fairly dark out. Okay, now we're flying. Now we're cooking. Come on, Bill, don't be that scared. Look at Bill, he's in here freaking out. Who knows why? Oh, that's why. That explains a lot. Alright. So we're coming in a good angle here. About 30 degrees. You turn off the SAS because that way the ship can do its own thing. Stays aerodynamic the way it wants to stay. You know, you move it like that, it's going to figure out sooner or later it wants this way to go forward. Alright, we're slowing down. Alright, let's deploy that parachute. And we're slowing down a lot more now. I'm going to do this like an actual launch. I think this is like where the water is. Yep, looks like we're going in the ocean. I believe most NASA ships fall into the ocean. It's safest. You don't have to worry about your landers. You just kind of plop down and you go for a little swim. We're going to get some points from this. We should get a lot because we were in orbit for a minute. Full orbit, not suborbital. I think that's how it works. So we're going down, going very low speed. Parachute should open any minute now. Oh, pardon me. Alright, we're getting down to the surface. Okay, parachute. Anytime you want to go, feel free. Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. There's our parachute. Let's warp that down right to 0 meters. Beautiful. Alright. Alright. Okay. Come on. This is the longest part. It's beautiful though. Can we see the shadow anywhere? Shadow! Shadow! Alright, we are officially in the water here. So let's go back to our space center. Okay. Do 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 do. And splash down. Let's recover that vessel. 10 space points. Turn from Kerbal orbit. Alright, so that's our basics right there. I'll get a couple more points. We'll figure out if just launching straight up and down gets me more points or not. So thank you guys very much for watching. Goodbye.